Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Music Mondays podcast. I'm your host, Tom Slays. Welcome on in, my friends. Happy Monday. This is episode 283 of the Music Mondays podcast. Hope you're well, hope you're chilling, hope you're vibing. I'm your host, Tom Slays. Hope you had a good week, man. Hope you guys are relaxed and chill, man. The week kind of flew by, man. We got Jay Fur in the chat. Welcome on in, homie. Welcome. Hope you've been well. But few things to kind of go through today, man. A couple good topics to talk about. We're going to start with some weekly recap, jazz per usual. We're going to talk about what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next couple weeks. Lots of good summer updates. Few things to kind of go down, man. So, let's get right into it. But like I said, I hope you guys had a solid week, man. Hope you guys had a fucking solid week for sure. Yeah, it's crazy. This is our last episode in June as well. And I feel like June fucking flew by, no? You know what I mean? I feel like June really fucking flew by, truthfully. But yeah, let's talk about weekly recap stuff. Let's talk about what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next couple weeks. And then we're going to talk recruiting. Then we're going to dive into some exclusive stuff. And then we're going to dive into some reactions and reviews. So you guys know the drill. Let's get into it. Per usual, weekly recap, jazz as well. Music Monday's basic logo t-shirts are in stock and available. We still have smalls, mediums, and larges. If you'd like to purchase one of those, $20 flat, including shipping, United States only, just so you guys don't get crushed by shipping costs, right? So that's super important. But again, we still have smalls, mediums, and larges. So again, if you're interested in purchasing one of those, definitely let us know. But per usual, following the Music Mondays podcast on Mondays, every single Tuesday, you can catch the full high-quality version of the Music Mondays podcast on our Patreon for you guys to clip, download, record, or anything like that. So, huge shout out to all the Music Mondays Patreons, man. You guys are fucking wonderful. Thank you. But, again, in addition to Tuesday, submissions do open every single Tuesday. So if you want to submit for episode 284, next week's show, submissions will be live tomorrow on June 30th, 2026. So again, make sure you follow us on social media to stay up to date. That was Tuesday. Heading into Wednesday, SoundCloud Sunday submissions do open every single Wednesday. So again, make sure you follow us on socials and stay up to date with all of our latest playlist submissions, podcast submissions, all that good jazz. So again, just keep that in mind. And then heading into Wednesday a little bit deeper, we always do some audio podcast promo for the following day. So the audio version of the Music Mondays podcast does drop every single Thursday on all audio platforms. So again, keep that in mind. So relatively stacked Wednesday. Heading into Thursday, episode 282 of the Music Mondays podcast is available right now on all audio platforms. That's Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, all that good jazz. So, again, make sure you go check that out and go show that some love. And huge shout out to everybody that did submit to episode 282. You guys are fucking wonderful, man. Thank you. So heading deeper into Thursday, a brand new YouTube upload is live right now. Last week we did our monthly segment, Community Feedback. So Community Feedback number 34 is available right now on the Music Mondays YouTube channel. And that's our monthly segment where we kind of dive into a little bit of what you guys want to see here at Music Mondays, on the website, on the podcast, all that good jazz. So again, make sure you keep that in mind. So Community Feedback is available right now on our YouTube channel. And again, we do upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a lot of good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. You work hard, bro. Keep up. Yeah, of course, my friend. Of course, I appreciate you. Jay, for homie. We'll actually get to you in a second. We have something to talk about for sure. But yeah, so heading deeper into Thursday, episode 282 of the Music Mondays podcast, like I said, is available right now on all audio platforms. That's Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, all that good jazz. So make sure you go check that out and go show that some love. So again, relatively stacked Thursday. We got Candela Brum in the chat. Welcome on in, my friend. Happy Monday. So yeah, relatively stacked Thursday. Heading into Friday. Actually, we had a fucking insane Friday, I won't lie. 2 brand new articles, speak of the devil, shout out to Jay Fur. 2 brand new articles are available right now on the Music Mondays home page. One of the articles is by Music Mondays staff writer M. Bischoff. They did a wonderful review on a recent track on a wonderfully talented underground artist. So definitely go check that out and go show that some love. M has been coming through with amazing reviews recently. So definitely go check out all of their recent uploads on the website for sure. And then, of course, another brand new article is live by me as well. I sat down with the homie Jay Fur, who's in chat right now, We had a wonderful conversation, lengthy conversation. Really tried to get it all down as much as you can through text, right? But that's a lengthy, really, really fucking solid conversation that I think all you guys should go check out. That's probably, man, I think 100 and like 10 area, 110th, maybe like 120th interview I've ever done for sure. So I'm excited to add that to the resume. And again, interviews are really like what kind of broke me into the scene, and like outside of like production, interviews are really like what got me started, right? As a writer. So yeah, really cool piece there. Really cool piece. So definitely go check that out and go show Jay First some love as well. So again, like I said, pretty stacked fucking Friday. Heading into Saturday, episode 282 of the Music Mondays podcast is available right now on the Music Mondays YouTube channel. So again, if you want to go record it, throw it up on the TV or anything like that, or go show the YouTube version some love, definitely go check that out and go show that some love. Episode 283 is available right now everywhere. And huge shout out to everybody that did submit and tune into episode 283. You guys are fucking wonderful individuals. Thank you. I appreciate you. So, that was Friday, heading into Saturday. Heading into Sunday, SoundCloud Sunday Volume 245 actually is available right now on the Music Monday SoundCloud. So definitely go check that out. Go show that some love. That was curated by me, and the cover art was done by the homie 60 this week, Music Monday staff designer. So definitely go show 60 some love for sure. But huge shout out to all you guys that did submit and support SoundCloud Sunday Volume 245. You guys are fucking wonderful. Thank you. So, that brings us into today, Monday, episode 283 of the Music Mondays podcast. That's pretty much your weekly recap, and anything major that happened over the last, like, couple weeks or so, right? Or a couple days, I should say. But, speaking of which, the next thing that we're going to talk about actually is what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next couple weeks or so. So, heading into the next couple of months, we're really at, like, the end of June, right? So, main things that we have going down are Cyberfest 3 stuff, right? Which is our online URL festival. Think of a kind of like, pre-pandemic kind of show, where everyone was kind of doing like online festivals. I mean, I've been doing a lot of those way before COVID, right? But they got popular during COVID. But this will be our third online URL event, and we'll be reaching out to artists and seeing who wants sets and things like that. But like I said recently, we've just been crunching dates and really figuring out something that I can commit to, because we do have another event coming up next month as well that Music Mondays is sponsoring. So yeah, couple big things on the schedule right now, but Cyberfest 3 is like the major thing that we're working on the back end of stuff, right? And then of course, just general maintenance. A lot of the monthly and weekly content that we do here at Music Mondays will be staying the same. So a lot of the podcast stuff, SoundCloud Sundays, submissions, all that good jazz, articles every Friday. Nothing will be changing there. But yeah, Cyberfest 3 is really like the main thing that's like fucking really on the back end here when it comes down to Music Mondays. And then of course, like I said, just general maintenance stuff, right? So a lot of that stuff's super fucking important. But I'll be updating you guys weekly here on the show, right? So just keep that in mind. But yeah, that's pretty much everything major over the next couple weeks or so. I wouldn't say anything super crazy. But once I get a lot of these Cyberfest 3 stuff figured out, I'll be able to update you guys weekly here on the show and kind of give you some dates and things like that, right? So, that's that. Heading into what? So we did weekly recap stuff. We did what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next couple weeks. Let's do exclusives. Yes, absolutely. So, per usual, let's talk exclusives. Music Mondays is on the hunt for exclusives. So if you have an unreleased, a SoundCloud track that you like to have hosted and promoted on the Music Mondays SoundCloud, and of course across all of our social media for completely free, definitely let us know. Send us a message, send us a DM, send us an email. We've had a very stellar 2026 as far as exclusives go. So huge shout out to all the artists that let us host some things over there on the Music Monday SoundCloud, man. So you guys are fucking wonderful. But again, we're only interested in unreleased material. So feel free to do whatever you want with the track afterwards. You want to go put it on DSPs, you want to go do a music video or anything like that, that's completely fine. But we're only interested in the SoundCloud version. And of course, same goes for YouTube as well. So if you have a music video, you have an AMV, you have a lyric video, you have any audio that you want hosted on the Music Mondays YouTube channel of over 300 subscribers, and of course promoted across all of our social media for completely free, definitely let us know. Send us a message, send us a DM, send us an email. We'd be happy to get that hosted up for you. Again, we're only interested in unreleased material. So feel free to do whatever you want with the track afterwards. Like I said, you want to go put it on DSPs, you want to go put it anywhere else, that's completely fine. But we're only interested in the YouTube and SoundCloud versions of your tracks. So, like I said, just keep that in mind. But outside of that, we have to talk recruiting. Yes, recruiting is something that we're going to be focusing on relatively heavily over the next couple of months here. Not any more than we usually do, right? But again, Music Mondays is recruiting. So again, we are on the hunt for all of our Music Monday staff roles. If you are a writer, journalist, designer, curator, you want to do short form content, you want to do long form content, or any type of content for Music Mondays, definitely let us know. Send us a message, send us an DM, send us an email. We'd be happy to kind of have that conversation with you guys, right? Again, resume definitely preferred, but not required, right? If you're kind of new to the underground independent media space and you feel like you deserve some spotlight, or you deserve some room to kind of learn how underground independent media platforms kind of work, definitely let us know, right? We'd be happy to kind of like show you the ropes. So again, Music Mondays is recruiting, so just keep that in mind and make sure you send us a message, send us a DM, send us an email if you're interested in joining the Music Mondays staff team. So that's that. What else do we have, my friends? And I appreciate you as well. Of course, I appreciate you, Jafer. But we did weekly recap stuff. We did what's coming. We did recruiting. We did exclusives. I don't think anything else crazy. Candelabrum actually brought up a really good topic that I think we're gonna do over the next couple weeks. They really had a good idea to talk about DSPs and the differences between all distribution platforms and things like that. And that's something that I've not really touched on. I've touched on that a few times, right? But not really in depth. And definitely one of those things that I feel like would be good for the channel and really good for future artists, right? And to kind of help people choose which distribution platform is best for them, right? Because, you know, some people are more casual musicians, some people are more serious musicians, and there's things that kind of, if you start early, really help you out in the future, right? So that'll be a topic that we definitely discuss for sure. And then I have a sort of a roadmap that, man, there's so many topics that I really want to get down. So we're gonna have to start cranking these out over the next couple of months for sure, in the next few shows. Absolutely. So yeah, lots of good topics coming up, definitely. But you guys know what time it is, man. Let's go hop over to Twitter and let's go see what submissions are looking like. Per usual, another stacked show tonight, man. But you guys know the drill. Submissions are always in the same format every single week, and they always read. Artists and creative submissions are open for live reviews on Music Mondays, live on June 29th, 2026 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, twitch.tv/donplays, which is here and now. Again, submissions are always in the same format, right? So this tweet will always look the same, but make sure that you're submitting for a show that hasn't happened yet, right? Because you guys would be surprised we get submissions for shows from fucking 2-3 years ago, right? So make sure that you're submitting for a show that hasn't happened yet, for sure. So double check that date. But outside of that, if you'd like to submit your music, artwork, fashion, or digital creations, drop your links and portfolios below. All art forms are welcome. So contrary to our name, Music Mondays, we've reacted to pretty much everything here on the show, right? Everything from music to remixes to instrumentals to DJ sets to unreleased to demos to photography, videography, music videos, vlogs, underground, unreleased content. Like, we've reacted to pretty much everything here on the show. So if you feel like, again, you deserve some spotlight here on Music Mondays, definitely drop your links and portfolios below. Outside of that, we do have a 3-hour show limit. So keep that in mind. That's just to make the show a little bit more palatable to watch back. Like I always say, one could argue that a 3-hour show is still a little bit long, but compared to some of our earlier shows that we used to do that were like 5 to 6 hours, yeah, 3 hours is definitely solid for sure. So just keep that in mind, definitely. But submissions are free. They always have been free, and they always will be free. But the only thing that we do ask is that you're following Music Mondays on Twitter to be eligible. Again, submissions are free. They always have been free, and they always will be free. But like I said, the only thing that we do ask is that you're following us on Twitter before you do submit. That not only helps spread our message and grow our platform, right, but that pays respect to everybody else that does wait for their submissions to be reacted to every single week here on the show, right? Then, of course, you gain access to a wonderful, wide community of underground artists, right? So kind of a win-win there for sure. But Patreon subscribers submissions are played first every single week here on the show. So if you're subscribed to the Music Mondays Patreon at any tier, whether that be basic, advanced, or premium, you gain access to all of our content early, but also you gain access to what's called the Music Mondays Fast Pass. So for the duration that you're pledged to the Music Mondays Patreon, that allows all of your submissions to be played first every single week here on the show, which not only guarantees that your submissions do get played, right? Because sometimes we get upwards of 20 to 30 submissions some weeks, right? So sometimes we can't get to everybody's submissions, but that allows for your submissions to not only guaranteed to be played, but you get played before everybody else on the community, right? So when people go and watch the show back, you're one of the first submissions that they do see. And then, of course, you played at the height of viewership during the live show, right? So, again, win-win. And huge shout out to all the Music Money's Patreons, past and present. You guys are fucking wonderful. Thank you. Outside of that, I think the only major thing here is submissions do close about a couple hours before the show starts, so keep that in mind. You have like 6.5 or so days to get your submissions in, right? But a good rule of thumb is that if the show is live, submissions are definitely closed. That way we keep submissions organic, and that way somebody doesn't submit late and cut somebody off who might have been waiting and, watching the show and, things like that, right? It turns into a whole gray area, right? So just keep that in mind. We do close submissions when the show goes live, or at least a couple hours before the start, right? So plenty of time to get your submissions in, right? Like I said, I'd say like 6.5 or so days, so plenty of time for sure. But outside of that, we do have a how to submit to the Music Mondays podcast guide on the Music Mondays YouTube channel that actually just got updated for 2026, where I kind of dive into the history of the Music Mondays podcast. I talk about why we take submissions on Twitter and things like that, right? So if you want any more details on the Music Mondays podcast and how we got here today, definitely go check that out, because like I said, that just got updated for 2026. So outside of that, let's dive in, man. Let's dive in. So let's see how many patrons we do have tonight. We have the homie Candillabrum. I'm down, kicking off with them as well. Then we got the homie Ghost, absolutely. We got TDG for sure. That's 3 patrons tonight. Absolutely. Okay, we're stacked up. We're stacked up, my friends. Over the last couple of weeks, we've been kicking off with Candillabrum, and they've been snagging that number 1 spot for a while there. I think Jordan had the number 1 spot for like a good couple of weeks, man. But Candillabrum came through and just fucking snaked that shit. I love it. But Candillabrum, a multi-genre talented artist, came through with a track titled Without You. This is Without You from the album This Means War. It's currently got the most plays out of any of my releases on SoundCloud. The song talks about what a mess we could make of our lives without God. Thanks for listening. Absolutely. I'm down. Love the caption. Perfect. For sure. Yeah, for those of you that are frequent watchers of the Music Mondays podcast, man, Candillabrum has been killing it. This is probably submission 5, 6, maybe, something like that. So we've been slowly kind of making our way through their discography, and I'm always excited for their submissions for sure, because they're always highly intense and very high octane for sure, 100%. But got lyrics as well, so let's get into it. Candillabrum, Without You. Let's go.
Without you, my sin has brought me death. Without you, my innocence has left. Without you, my nature is so black. I'm so lost without you. Bring me back.
Wow. Holy shit. Wow.
Without you, my sin has brought me death. Without you, my innocence has left. Without you, my nature is so black. I'm so lost without you.
Well done. Absolutely well done. I said it last week too, but I think this one might be up there with one of my favorites, 100%. Because I watched with my hubby, so he has to leave for work. So, oh yeah, of course, of course. Shout out to you and your husband, man. Let's go. I love that. Um, but man, all right. So before I begin, back to the caption, right? This song talks about what a mess we can make of our lives without God. And sometimes when it comes to religion, right? Some people make not religious music, but music about religion always seems to be a little bit, I wouldn't say taboo, but it's more harder for people to grasp, right? And I feel like this one is very palatable to even somebody who isn't religious, right? This is one of the ones where you could get it even if you're not practicing, right? So I think that's like the real key here is making music like this that doesn't make people feel odd about religion, right? And this is one of the ones where I felt comfortable, right? You know what I mean? So, I like this one a lot for sure. Um, but let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. We're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals. Talk about the overall theme of "Without You." So, instrumental, crazy, really, really fucking crazy. Again, like halfway through the song, like some of the breakdowns and just certain shit was just really appealing. Like really, really fucking appealing for sure. Um, but the mix though, fantastic. I mean, we've again dove into a decent amount of Candelabrum, right? So I feel like, we have a pretty good idea of what their mixes usually sound like, right? And this one is definitely falling in line with the rest, I would say. So nothing super clashy, too overbearing, or anything that I would like tweak out about as far as the instrumental goes. And again, for something that has a lot going on in it, right? Sometimes these mixes can be fucking weird, and they can sound off, or there's just small things. For those of you that are producers out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Um, but yeah, yeah, nothing that really like gripes me out as far as the instrumental mix goes. You know what I mean? But what I will say, the Shining Star is fucking absolutely easy. The melodies, like some of the breakdowns, and I feel like the structure you could argue too here. But I do like the drums. But again, like melodies was just absolutely for me. You know what I mean? Melodies for sure. Not even a fucking question. Definitely melodies, 100%. Finding the SoundCloud community is more about the music. I mean, players, yeah, 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 right, exactly, exactly, and that's really what it should be, right? And everybody has a message, and I feel like um, as long as the music is always good, that's all that matters. You know what I mean? Like, truthfully, like you could be making a song about popcorn or fucking the beach or something like that. You know what I mean? But as long as it's good, that's all that matters. You know what I mean? If it bangs, it bangs. It is what it is. Um, but yeah, so instrumental solid. Shining Star definitely the melodies. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix great. Again has that good gritty, raspy sort of flavor that you'd want for a sound like this, right? Definitely reminiscent of like the early 2000s. What's called now is dad rock. But definitely like more like hard rock style for sure. Um, so yeah, no real gripes with the vocal mix. Quality was good, levels were good, everything's super solid. Nothing I would like to really tweak out vocal wise. Um, Vocal Shining Star though. Uh, I do like the writing a lot. You know what I mean? Like even though like it might not be like relatable for everybody, but I think the writing was really well done because even the writing like was kind of very honest, but not like doing too much for a topic like this, right? So I think writing and lyrics for me, for sure. I think writing and lyrics definitely. So instrumental solid, definitely the melodies. Vocal solid, definitely the writing and lyrics. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. I believe we spoke about this maybe once or twice. This cover, maybe not, but again, it has a good like futuristic, cyberpunk, little bit of noir sort of feel for me. Um, Definitely project worthy. Definitely screams project for me. Simple. Candelabrum top mid. This means war bottom mid. So, definitely like hits the mark for like a project. You know what I mean? Definitely hits the mark for me for sure. So, aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme, Candelabrum really did a good job describing it. You know what I mean? The song talks about what a mess we can make of our lives without God, and like, you know, I feel like you could like kind of relate to this song in any way. It doesn't necessarily need to be about God or religion or anything like that. I feel like You could even kind of like think about yourself in a song like this, right? Definitely a very like self-reflecting and again very honest kind of song. You know what I mean? So definitely one of the ones that I feel like a lot of people could relate to in different aspects. You know, I will say that for sure, and that's how it should be. I agree. I agree. It's past, present, and future, which I love. Which I love for sure. Um, but yeah, not like a super deep theme that I would look for like some ultra meaning. This is one that I feel like you can mold into whatever you need it to mean for you. You know what I mean? Definitely an important one for sure. So, well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to Candela Brown. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify and make sure you go follow them on Twitter as well. They are only 7 followers away from 220. So make sure you go show them some love on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 350 subscribers. I think we're only like 3 away. We do upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and all that good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists and the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. If you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. Much love, my friend. Let's fucking go. Always an awesome way to kick off the show, dude, for sure. But we kicked off with Candela Brown. Our next patron of the night is the homie Ghost. Now, Ghost, another artist and producer who's had a stellar 2026 from other unreleased to their collaborations to just so much stuff that Ghost has been doing that has been fucking solid. One of the most enjoyable producers here on the show, no doubt. But they submitted a track titled "Sky's the Limit." Now, this is from their recent project with GME Young Mac. They executively produced this whole project. I believe it's like I think it's like 4 or 5 tracks, right? Yeah, 5 tracks. And Ghost is on production on every single one of these tracks. And last week we did Winning Under Pressure, which is a fucking banger. But this week we're doing Sky's the Limits, and we have Shimmer Johnson as well on the track. So I'm down. Let's get into it. You'll really love this cover, by the way.
Overtime. Flow out of this world, so I overshine. Aim for the top, won't stop till I get mine. Step by step, I'ma rock to my hip grind. Tipping up like a bad kid, cutting line. Blood, sweat, tears on the hustle, I'ma get mine. Broke rolls came up out the concrete. Underdog got me feeling like Rocky. Cocky, high C. 90 models on my line wanna top me. Got the haters in my face with a bitter bread face, hoping that I catch a case and they probably wanna stop me. Cocky, high C. 90 models on my line wanna top me. Got the haters in my face with a bitter bread face, hoping that I catch a case and they probably wanna stop me.
Damn.
Treat it like an NBA game, turning on pivot. Anybody hating in the way, tell me good riddance. Tryna fly with the Eagles, looking no bridges. Can't stop, keep going on your mission. For the moon, land with the stars. Stick out your chest, let them know who you are. Keep on your hustle, you came too far. Put your foot on their neck, don't hold up. Don't stress too much, just roll up. Celebrate yourself, let's pull up. Celebrate yourself, let's pull up. Put your foot on their neck, don't hold up.
Flow is fucking crazy.
Too much, just roll up. Celebrate yourself, just pull up. Celebrate yourself, you know what?
Really good for a track too as well, right? Like if we're thinking about the project like as a whole, I feel like this is a really good track too because the first track is so like again high energy, right? And this is like a really good follow up to kind of like ease back the energy and you really just kind of like lock into it. And I agree, Candela Brown. I agree. The bass is crazy too, yeah, for sure, for sure. But yeah, let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So, we're talking about three things here. We're talking about the instrumental. We're talking about vocals. Talk about the overall theme of "Sky's the Limit." Instrumental, really fucking solid, to be honest with you. Really solid. Not really a shocker, right? Because Ghost is fantastic, but um, this is one that's more simple and has a really good like canvas and open field for everybody to kind of do what they want on this instrumental, right? So it's an instrumental that's not doing too much, and it's meant to be simple, and it works, right? Um, but instrumental mix really solid, much like Candela Brum said in the chat. I love the mix. Nothing that I would really tweak out about here either. Nothing super clashy, too overbearing. Everybody's vocal sits nice. Sound selection's great. Nothing that really kind of like bugged me out here. You know what I mean? The main things that I do listen for when it comes down to a mix is just like quality, right? Like there's other like nitpicky stuff that you could like always say about anybody's songs, but is it good listening wise, right? And this one definitely hits the mark for sure. Again, not really a shocker. Because it's a fantastic prod, so nothing that I would really like tweak out about here, you know. But instrumental mix solid, instrumental shining star. The melodies are up there, but I kind of had my mind set on the drums. You know, I really love the bass. I love the 808. Like it's all there for me. You know what I mean? It's really all there. So I think the drums really shine on this one just because it is simple, but you could kind of argue any one of these, really. But yeah, I love the drums for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely drums. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, again, really solid. Nothing that I would again tweak out about. We've reacted to a decent amount of GME Young Mac, right? So you know, they've always had really consistent vocals, so nothing that again that I would really tweak out about. Quality was good, levels were good. Nothing that really kind of like bugged the ear, right? So the vocal mix definitely solid. Vocal shining star. Man. Um you know, writing and lyrics are up there. I do like the writing and lyrics, but I think the flow and cadence and delivery is probably going to take the cake for me. I just think it was a very comfortable kind of instrumental for these artists to hop on, right? So I think flow and cadence and delivery like really was the obvious choice for me for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely drums. Vocal solid, definitely the flow, cadence, and delivery. Let's talk theme, aesthetics, winning under pressure, official EP cover. Again, love this cover. Like I said at the start, simple, straight to the point, but it has like a good like EP sort of flavor, right? Obviously, GME, Young Mac on the cover, and then Volume 1. All the titles. It's just simple and it gets the job done. You know what I mean? It's one of those EP covers that you see out of the corner of your eye and you're like, ah, I know that one. You know what I mean? Um, and there's nothing crazy going on about the cover. It's just aesthetically pleasing, right? It looks nice. So, aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme, Sky's the Limit. Somewhat of a loose, more motivational sort of track, I would say. Um, Obviously, like, sky's the limit, right? Like, you can't fucking achieve your dreams if you're not, like, shooting for the fucking stars, right? So, it's definitely one of those more, like, motivational sort of messages, but not one that I would, like, dig for, like, a super emotional theme for it, right? But definitely one that you could use for some motivation, for sure. So, well done, my friends. Well done. Huge shout out to Ghost and GME Young Mac. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify. And of course, make sure you go follow Ghost on Twitter as well. They're only 9 followers away from 520. So make sure you go show them some love on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 350 subscribers. We do upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a lot of good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists in the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. If you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays, my friends. So, we left off with homie Ghost. Up next is actually right in line. The homie TDG, aka Till the Grave, a wonderfully talented hip-hop artist and producer, has been on quite the single run. They've also been teasing their recent project that is coming out relatively soon, actually. But again, yeah, TDG, multi-talented. Came through with a track on SoundCloud tonight. Fully Prod and mixed by me. A song. Well, more like a journey. The interlude for Fairy Tale. Walk alongside my mind and dreams. Can I bring it to life? Okay. Speaking of the project Fairy Tales, we got another one here. Oh shit, it looks like TDG switched the cover here. No way. Holy shit. Yeah, it does. That's the word that I was looking for the last time, was like the good like Alice in Wonderland sort of feel, right? Um, and I feel like this one really captures it too. But wow, fully proud and mixed by me, art by Joe, a true wonder. I'm down. Let's get into it. Dream of Mine interlude, TDG. Let's go.
It started as a dream of mine to find a better place. Now that can be a lot of things for me. Maybe it's not even a place, but a state of being. Once and for all, I want to be happy. Here nor there, but my head is where fairy tales exist. Can I bring it to life? Dream I want to wake up. Feel like a waste of the space I take up. Dream I want to wake up. Feel like a waste of the space I take up. I don't wanna feel like this. I don't wanna deal with it. Ripping hair, screaming names beyond repair.
Oh my.
I'll be back, but for now keep the lights off. Let me face it, see what's wrong. For night I play God, and in the morning then I thank God. Made my mistakes, find judgment one day, just not today, tomorrow, yesterday. I'm not ready to rest away, ain't no rest to waits. Ain't no rest to waits.
Oh my. Holy shit, bro. See, this is one of those ones, man, that like feels like art. You know, I have a lot to say about this. This is definitely one of those ones that it just feels like creating, you know what I mean? Like no real rules or limits, right? All right. So, let's dive into this one because man, oh man, oh man. Um, you know, the fact that's an interlude, I really like. You know what I mean? Because it's one of those ones, like I said, that just feels um, like natural creating. You know what I mean? It just no like rhyme or reason, no real like super story or anything like that. It's just one of those ones that you just hop in the booth and you just start recording, right? Um, but let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. We're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, talk about vocals, talk about the overall theme of the fairy tale interlude. Very surreal. The fairy tale is there for sure. Very surreal. Very surreal. I agree. Um, yeah. So let's talk instrumental. Obviously, fully prod by TDG. Um, you know, it's obviously meant to be a little bit more distorted, and it's meant to be one of those more like rough around the edges sort of instrumentals, right? So I like the mix for that. But again, nothing that I would really super complain about, right? I think it has like a good balance of like calm and like super hype as well. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's a big thing here. But as far as like quality and levels go, nothing that I would like super tweak out about, right? Um, yeah, cause it's meant to be gritty. You know what I mean? So I definitely like that angle of it for sure. Um, so yeah, instrumental mix definitely solid, right where it needs to be. Instrumental shining star. So truthfully, I kind of want to say the structure. You know what I mean? Like I feel like the structure's up there for me. But you could argue drums, right? But for me, for an interlude, I feel like the structure is very fucking important, right? So I think we're gonna go structure here, definitely. Because the structure is what makes an interlude, right? It feels like that. So definitely structure for me, for sure. For sure. Yeah, I agree, Candelabrum. I agree. For sure. For sure. Well said. Um so yeah, like I said, instrumental solid, definitely the structure. Let's talk vocals. Again, vocals a little bit more gritty, a little bit more rough around the edges, but it's meant to be like that. You know what I mean? I have a feeling that this track is meant to be a little bit more gritty. You know what I mean? So it's intentionally like that. But as far as like quality levels go, nothing that I would like. Nothing I would like really tweak out about. You know what I mean? Again, as far as like listenability goes, nothing that really like tweaked me out. You know, quality was good, levels were good, vocals sit nice on the instrumental. Nothing I would like really tweak out about. Again, it's a very solid like standard TDG sort of style mix, right? So vocals very much on point. Vocal Shining Star. Well. Although I said structure for the instrumental, I think the vocal structure again here is really going to take the cake. Only because, like I said, it's a fine balance of like calm and then like high energy. You know what I mean? It's a very like a back and forth sort of feeling for me. So I think vocal structure again, for sure, because I love the way it kicks off, but I also but I also love the way that it ramps up too. You know what I mean? So the vocal structure again feels like an interlude. So I think structure for both, to be honest with you. So instrumental solid, definitely structure. Vocal solid, definitely structure. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. I love the new Fairy Tale style, man. Like I love this one. Not that I didn't like the other cover before, but this one like really catches the eye. You know, it kind of reminds me of Michael Monego and the whole Jordan Deadlighters crew, right? It really like brings that sort of feel to it, and one of those ones that just the more you look at it, the more you see. You know, so pure fairy tale shit, and I love the whole like yin and yang kind of feel for this one. So aesthetics definitely on point. But I like both covers, you know what I mean? So either way, but definitely solid aesthetics for sure. A Dream of Mine interlude, overall theme. PDG said it here. A walk alongside my mind and dreams. Can I bring it to life? And I feel like everybody's kind of been there, right? I feel like it's one of those ones where you know, achieving your goals starts with you, right? And it really starts with the journey, and really like, you know, a dream is cool, but if you don't have goals to achieve that dream, it's not really going to be anything, right? So it gives a very good, again, a motivational aspect to it, but definitely has a very like spoken word, like inside, you know, TDG's thoughts for sure kind of vibe. So I like how TDG did this, and again, it's perfect for an interlude because it's just one of those ones that again feels like creating. You know, it's like what creators and humans are meant to do is shit like this, because there's just no filter, there's no idea behind it. It just feels like a pure like look inside of an artist's mind almost, I would say, right? So well done, my friend, well done. Huge shout out to TDG. Make sure you go show him some love on SoundCloud, and thank you so much for your submission, my friend. Much love. They're approaching 1.1k over there on the cloud, and of course, make sure you go follow TDG on Twitter as well. They are only 2 followers away from 170, so make sure you go show them some love on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be links in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 350 subscribers. We do upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a lot of good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists in the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. If you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. Well done. I do believe that was our last Patreon for the night. So huge shout out to all the Music Mondays Patrons, man. You guys are fucking wonderful individuals. Thank you. We appreciate you. But let's dive in. So, we're going to start with the rest of the community submissions, and we're just going to go from top to bottom, actually. And up next is the homie Jay Fur, a wonderfully talented hip-hop artist that we actually just interviewed this past Friday. So make sure you go check out that article. That is a fucking wonderful conversation with the homie Jay Fur. But they submitted a track titled Never Giving Up. You got to hear this one, man, produced by West T. I was telling you about, yeah, this is the one. Yes. Okay, so no super spoilers, but you definitely got to go check out the interview, man, because we broke down so much in that article, man. So definitely go check that out. But like I said, this week we have Never Giving Up by the homie Jay Fur. And wow, 6 minutes. Holy shit. So we're about to get into it then. Holy shit, we're about to get into it. Okay, I'm down. Let's get into it. Jay Fur, Never Giving Up. Let's go. Let's get it.
To be honest, I'm sitting in a fucking parking lot right now. That's okay. One thing's for sure, I ain't do this for the money, bro. I do it for all my people. You feel me?
Wow. This one has a gnarly flavor to it.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, look, I don't do this for the money, I do this for the people. If you looking for some money, shit, I guess we all equal. No color of the skin, no religion, ain't no sin. Need the people off the needles, man, where do I begin? What the fuck? Look at the streets, man, people piled up. Don't call them weak, man, they still one of us. They just got some problems, don't know how to give it up. So I'm here to tell them all, we ain't ever giving up. We ain't ever giving up.
For sure.
I know it's hard to trust, I know you wanna use, but we ain't on E, and it all just starts with us. So go and put it down, throw the middle fingers up like it's affected every town, they still don't give a fuck. So someone that they love could be a drink or a drug. From your brother to your mother to the priest to the thugs. Ain't no giving in to use, man, we ain't giving up. Said we ain't giving up on you. I ain't never giving up on you. Said we ain't giving up on you.
Wow.
No, 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 no. We ain't giving up, no, 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 we ain't giving up. We ain't giving up still, the battle's still uphill. Nowadays with fentanyl, all it takes is one pill. You're gone, then it's done deal. Isn't that unreal? What can happen in an instance if you can't control their one will? I admit I'll miss my sister, and I know she needs assistance. But how the fuck am I supposed to help when she don't listen? So it's not that I gave up, I guess I need a distance just to see what she would do. Turns out nothing different, what the fuck? We've wasted so much breath trying to prevent life or death. Well, I hate to look back. See, I've held all this regret. Now I don't know how to say it. Now I mean no disrespect. Now I know there's better days. How come we ain't seen them yet? It's a never-ending cycle in a vacuum. Yeah, it sucks. It goes so much deeper. It's a hole that can't be dug. I thought we'd have it all. Shit, we never have enough. Thought we never have a problem. Now they all just under rugs. Never thought it'd be this bad, but that's what happens doing drugs. That's what happens getting drunk. That's what happens acting fucked. And not looking in the mirror, realizing what you've done to your friends, to your family, to your daughter, to your son. Don't even get me started. Y'all know I ain't the one. Looking back, it's hard to tell where all this shit begun. Was it dad? Was it mom? Why the fuck you on the run? It's time to face your fucking demons. No one said this shit is fun. No one said this shit is easy, but I swear you'll overcome. Just try, you might believe me. I say it every day. Out loud, at least I think it. Can lead a horse to water, they ain't always gonna drink it, goddamn. That's just how life goes, I ain't never gonna trip. Unless it's on the island with mushrooms by the zip. But honestly, right now, we got problems we should fix. Maybe a couple harsh truths and things we can't admit. Like parents who oppose it with the monkey on the shoulder. Drinking every night and a bastard on the sofa. Good thing for all of us, the story still ain't over. You got so much to go, I'd kill to see you sober. It's been building in my chest, this shit feels just like pneumonia. See a little brother talking, I'm just trying to get some closure. I should really call you back, and the message I ain't open. I'm sorry about that, my mindset's just been broken. We hope you find God, not God without the G. But if you find God, tell him holla at me. I come from Halifax and a cigarette ash. In the house of rock and roll, how to learn how to rap. Try to put us on the map for some trails in the back. Now it's trying to make history, not history class. And all this shit is history, I ain't getting it back. And all the time wasted, now I never relax. Shit's got me stressed out, my hair been getting gray. My answers is genetic, but I don't know either way. So fly but in my head, I don't know I'm bugging out. So I think I fucked up, I let everybody down. I don't care about myself, I just wanna make y'all proud. Give a fuck about the money, I want people in the crowd. And fuck how many streams, I want impact on them now. And fuckers on the team, man, real ones all around. real ones all around.
Wow.
Like, focus on the team, man, real ones all around. Like, we ain't never giving up, homie. We ain't never giving up on you. We ain't never giving up, homie. We ain't never giving up, no. We ain't never giving up, no. We ain't never giving up, no.
Great fade out too. Fuck, man. I have a lot to say about this one. First of all, I love it. Fantastic. Just a real fucking song. You know what I mean? I feel like this is one of the ones where it's just so fucking honest. Yeah, just man, like if you've ever been around addicts in your life or people who've had troubles with drugs, man, this one is definitely gonna slam you. You know what I mean? It's one of those ones that slams you for sure. Um, Man, before I start my yap session here, let's just dive into it. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So, let's talk instrumental. And of course, we're gonna talk vocals and theme, but instrumental. Shout out to West T. Fantastic. Again, a perfect canvas for something like this. Nice and long, easy, wide, kind of like chill, but also again, much like Candelabrum said in the chat, kind of works with the lyrics and builds more intensity, and the instrumental's building up. I feel like it was just a great choice, like all around, really. But instrumental mix though, fantastic. Nothing that I would like super trip about. You know what I mean? Sound selection's great, quality is good, levels are good. J4 sounds great on it, so nothing I would like really tweak out about here. Instrumental Shining Star. I do like the drums, but I think the structure again kind of makes this, right? Because if you're gonna have a 6-minute song, like the structure has to be somewhat not fancy, but it has to have some substance, right? Like your structure has to have some substance for some of these longer tracks, right? And I think the structure is taking the cake here, definitely. So instrumental solid, definitely structure. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, again, a very standard J4 vocal mix. Really nothing that I would like super tweak about here either. We've been reacting to J4 for quite some time. And I've never once had a problem with their vocal mix at all. You know what I mean? Like, at all. So nothing that I would like really tweak out about here either. They have a really solid natural voice, so it's not something you really want to mess with post, you know, recording and things like that, right? So crisp, clean, clear, straight to the point. Vocal mix definitely solid, for sure. Vocal Shining Star, writing and lyrics, 100% writing and lyrics, for sure. Writing and fucking lyrics. I mean, you could debate flow and cadence and delivery, but writing and lyrics are so fucking meaningful here, and so honest, and so, like, important, right? I think they're important. So, writing and lyrics all day, for sure. So, instrumental solid, definitely structure. Vocal solid, definitely the writing and lyrics. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. Love this cover, especially for a single, right? J4, West T on the cover, never give up. I mean, and it's a good message too, right? The gnarly, like, messed up hand, you know, and the clean hand. It says so much without really doing a lot, right? Because if you know, kind of thing. And then, of course, logos bottom left with the parental advisory as well. So very, very much on point for a single. Again, I'm a big fan of J4's covers, dude. Like, I'm pretty sure I've said this before, but I'm a big fan of their covers. So aesthetics on point. Overall theme though, man, like this is one of the ones where it kind of hit me like halfway through, right? Especially being in music. And in real life too, but you know, I've been doing this for just about 8 years now, right? I started producing in 2017. And then like when like fentanyl kind of hit, it was like we were just losing everybody, right? Like we were losing everybody from real life homies to online homies to people in different countries. Like there was a year I think I lost 4 friends to fentanyl before I was like 25. You know what I mean? Like this is one of those ones where like if you know kind of thing. You know, it's a very hard topic, you know, and I feel like J4 was honest enough, but also like gave you the motivation to kind of like keep going, right? Because that's like the point of the song too. It's not meant to be a fucking downer song. It's never give up, right? And all aspects of life, not just addiction, right? Through hard emotional times, through mental health, through anything like that, right? So I think that's so fucking important. And I love when artists like share their story like this, right? But also it's not like it's not a Debbie Downer, you know. It's just honest, you know. And sometimes honesty is fucking rough, right? So I feel like Jay Fur fucking nailed this, dude. And shout out to anybody who's you know, battling addiction or has been around addiction, right? Because that shit is like no bueno, you know. So, and I feel like Jay Fur really tackled it here for sure, especially like being from the East Coast, right? Like obviously doesn't really matter what state or country you're from, but you know, like the New England area and Massachusetts and you know the surrounding states have always been really rough with drugs for sure. You know what I mean? Definitely. So, well done, well said. Love this one. Huge shout out to Jay Fur, man. Definitely go check out that interview though. But huge shout out to Jay Fur. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify, by the way, and of course, make sure you go follow Jay Fur on Twitter as well. They are approaching 1.2K on the bird at my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube pre-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 350 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and all the good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists on the channel some of the baby. Let's get it. If you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. Wow. I wanted to say so much more there, but if I didn't stop myself, I would have been talking about this for like an hour. You know what I mean? But I love when artists really just channel their inner emotions, but also kind of like be real with certain topics, you know? So super well done. Super fucking well done. But you guys know the drill. I think we're about halfway through the show. Yeah, we're about halfway through. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we return, we're going to dive right back into the rest of our community submissions. So make sure you go get up, stretch your legs, maybe go get a snack, maybe go get some water, maybe go for a smoke break or anything like that. But like I said, when we return, we're going to dive right back into the rest of our community submissions, so don't go anywhere. Great work, nice interview too. I appreciate you, Ken Elbrom. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, you guys know the drill. So yeah, take a quick fiver, and when we return, we're going to dive right back into the rest of the community submissions, man. So don't go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here live with the Music Mondays Podcast, episode 283. Hope you had a good break. Hope you're chilling. But let's dive right back into the rest of our community reviews. So we left off the homie Jay Fur. Up next is the homie Dirty Animal, a wonderfully talented hip hop artist. We haven't dove super deep into their discog. I'd say maybe like 2 or 3 tracks, if that. But they came through with a track titled "I Apologize." I Apologize, produced by the AV8R. Thanks for listening. You're very welcome, my friend. Thank you for your submission, always. So, let's see here. Brand spanking new, I assume. 2026. Oh, this is track 2 off a little 2-pack here. Okay. June 24th. Yeah, so brand spanking new. I'm down. Let's get into it. Dirty Animal, I Apologize.
Don't cry, baby girl, dry your eyes. Though you knew I was a player, still I must apologize. Should have realized at the time you were different. Said no from the go, so I stayed persistent. Been with plenty women, but you stood alone. And I ain't met nobody like you, girl, you're on your own. One look into your eyes, put me in the zone. And I ain't even dropping yacht, baby, no Patron. Finally took me to your home, but not to bone, I ain't mine. Rubbing on that body all night was fine. Then came the time when I had you open. Love music through the bows, had me slow stroking. You looked at me and said you're hoping I'ma be the one. Then you close your eyes, then you bit your tongue. I knew what I had done, I feel in your embrace. You're in love now and it's written all over your face. Don't wanna hear no more, but I got to let you know it was never my intentions for you to let me go. Didn't mean to cause you pain or try to do you wrong. You don't wanna hear no more cause it's the same old song. But I apologize, I apologize, I apologize. Yeah, I'm sorry girl, so I apologize, I apologize, I apologize. Shit, I'm sorry. Sorry, babe, but I knew this day would come when I would make you walk away. What could I say? I'm dumb. Never claim no fame in this game of love. Hope that we could still be friends once the pain is done. Maybe we could be together next lifetime like Erica. Girl, you're so fine and true, Miss America. I'll never forget and always remember the beautiful days and nights that I spent with you. Gave me a place to lay my head at night. Good love, rough sex, gave me head at night. All around, do it while you licked your lips. Looked like you hula hooping, how you shook them hips. But shit, I can't lie, it's so plain to see. You deserve someone that's much better than me. Somebody that'll hold you tight all through the night, and that won't hesitate to make you his wife. If I could let you walk away, I'll never get this right. Probably be out on the creek for the rest of my life. You don't wanna hear no more, but I got to let you know it was never my intentions for you to let me go.
Real.
Didn't mean to cause you pain or try to do you wrong. You don't wanna hear no more cause it's the same old song. But I apologize, I apologize, I apologize. Yeah, I'm sorry girl, so I apologize, I apologize, I apologize. Shit, I'm sorry.
Very honest, you know? Very honest track. Great outro. Well done. You know, we've all been there, right? Especially in any type of relationship, even a friendship, you could kind of apply this to, right? I feel like everybody's been there, you know? Nobody's perfect, right? Everybody fucks up, so it's definitely one of those types of tracks for sure. And I feel like Dirty Animal did a good job with it, but let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. We're talking about 3 things here. We're talking about the instrumental. We're talking about vocals. Talk about the overall theme of I Apologize. So, instrumental, fantastic, especially for something like this, right? Like, if you're more kind of like trying to send a message, you don't really want to like do too much, right? Especially like you really don't want the instrumental to take away from the message is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So I love the choice. Instrumental mix really solid though. Nothing super clashy, overbearing, or anything that I feel like was weird. Even with the sample, I feel like it was solid. So everything really up to par there as far as the mix goes. Instrumental shining star, probably the sample. Actually, I feel like the sample really like added to this, you know, and added some more emotion to it, I would say, you know. So I feel like the sample is really solid for sure. So yeah, instrumental solid, definitely the sample. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, really solid. Again, for Dirty Animal style, again, you don't really want to go super deep when it comes down to the engineering, right? You just want to make sure that everything's like crisp, clean, you know, kind of like gets the point across, right? As far as like quality goes. So, no real gripes with the vocal mix at all. Um, Again, for a song that's like really trying to send a message as well, I feel like again, you really don't want the vocals to like take away from the overall theme here, right? Vocal shining star though, gotta be the writing. The writing and lyrics were just honest. You know what I mean? It was fucking honest, but also like in a way where it almost felt story driven, right? So I feel like writing and lyrics were awesome. So instrumental solid, definitely the sample. Vocal solid, definitely the writing and lyrics. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. Perfect cover for something like this. You know what I mean? Perfect cover. You know, especially with like the flowers on the ground and shit like that, and the Dirty Animal looks like fresh as fuck. You know, so definitely one of the more solid ones. And then like the faded version of Dirty Animal over here too. Like I didn't notice that up until like way later. I was like, holy shit. But I feel like the aesthetics really like give off the proper vibe, I would say, for a track like this. But overall theme, I apologize. Very simple, straight to the point theme. Like I said, we've all been there when it comes down to relationships and friendships and partners and things like that. I like the message for sure. Yeah, I agree. You know what I mean? I feel like you know, that's one thing that you need to work to learn quickly in life is just like you gotta admit when you fuck up. You know? Like you really gotta admit when you messed up or when you did wrong or you did somebody wrong, you know what I mean? So yeah, really like hit the spot for sure. So well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to Dirty Animal. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify. And of course, make sure you go follow Dirty Animal on Twitter as well. They're only one follower away from 250. So make sure you go show them some love on the bird at my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel. If you haven't already, we're approaching 350 subscribers. We do upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a lot of good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists and the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. If you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. So we left off the homie Dirty Animal. Up next would be the homie Ghost and TDG, but they are Music Mondays Patreon, so we've already reacted to them earlier in the show. So make sure you go check out the beginning of episode 283 and go show Ghost and TDG some love. They submitted some fucking bangers this week. But following that, up next would be the homie The Single Digits, and they came through with Reasoning Has Left the Chat. Thank you, new track from the new album. Now, Single Digits, a more like alternative based artist came through with something brand spanking new. So I'm down. Pop it open a new tab. Let's see what we got here. Reasoning Has Left the Chat. I feel like that's a fucking hilarious title, but let's see what we got here. This is from their project Rubbish. This is track 2. Okay. And obviously track 1 being the intro, so this is technically like the first full track, I'm assuming, right? And this is from their project that came out in May. So still super fresh. Well, let's get into it. Single Digits. Reasoning Has Left the Chat. Reasoning Has Left the Chat. High energy up rip too.
Suicide. All you see and believe are you've convinced inside your self-righteous suicide.
Love the energy.
Self-righteous suicide. All you see and believe are you've convinced inside your self-righteous suicide.
breakdown? Oh shit. Oh, hell yeah.
All you wanna do is don't wanna look outside your self-righteous suicide. All you see and believe are you've convinced inside your self-righteous suicide.
Wow. Well done. Well done. Great energy, good guitar hook too. I agree, my friend. I agree. Super fucking well done, man. Much to talk about here. Much to talk about. So, let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. We're talking about three things here. Talk about the instrumental. We're talking about vocals. Talk about the overall theme of Reasoning Has Left the Chat. So, instrumental is fucking great. Love the mix on this. Quality was good. Levels were good. Especially for something that's so live instrument based. You really need the mix to be solid, right? And I feel like they killed this. You know what I mean? Definitely solid. So nothing I would like super tweak out about here as far as like instrumental mix goes, you know? Really solid. Really, really fucking solid. Instrumental Shining Star, though, definitely the structure. I love the later half of the song as well. You know, I feel like the structure really keeps the energy up for sure. So, instrumental solid, definitely the structure. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, again, really solid, gritty, raspy, kind of gets the good, like, alt sound out that the Single Digits is really known for, right? So, a very standard mix for them. But, again, as far as, like, quality and levels go, nothing that really kind of tweaked me out. You know what I mean? Nothing that really bugged me out at all. So, vocals sit nice in the instrumental. Everything works well with each other. I don't think anything is, like, fighting each other or anything like that. So, vocal mix very much on point, for sure. Vocal Shining Star. I do, man. I think the hook. Although writing and lyrics is up there, I think the hook really takes the cake for me, for sure. It's just a very like memorable hook, and it's one of those ones that like stays in your head after the song stops playing, right? So, instrumental solid, definitely the structure. Vocal solid, definitely the hook for sure. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. So, this is track 2 off of Rubbish, and really solid, really fucking solid aesthetic. Simple, straight to the point, but again, it has a good like project feel to it. Obviously, you have the Single Digits logo in the middle, and then you know, a more like distorted type of background, right? So they're always getting more and more creative with their covers, but this one definitely has a good like project feel for me, for sure. But overall theme, Reasoning Has Left the Chat. I mean, definitely like a pun on how everybody just wants to go fucking crazy all the time. You know what I mean? Like, nobody has any reasoning anymore. Everybody just wants to pop off and get into fights and fucking do crazy shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, nobody, like, calms down a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, nobody does that. Which everybody should, right? So I feel like this is, again, a really good message. Definitely, for sure. So, well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to the homies over at the Single Digits. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify. Thank you so much for your submission. And, of course, make sure you go follow them on Twitter as well. They are only 5 followers away from 500, which is a great fucking milestone. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 350 subscribers. We do upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and all that good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists in the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. You already have. Thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. Let's get it, baby. Debo, I hope you're well. Welcome on in, my friend. Happy Monday. Welcome. Appreciate the follow. Welcome to stream and family, my friend. So we left off the Single Digits. Up next is the homie Offspring Mysterious. I Am Down. Now this week we actually have another photo from Offspring. So hold on, let's close off the cam here for a second so we can get the full Offspring experience here. Now, Offspring being a multi-talented artist, producer, editor, designer, engineer, all the above, as came through with this single shot. I'm down. So, their caption. This is what I like to call picture perfect. Yeah, I would say so. I would definitely say so, for sure. I would definitely fucking say so, 100%. This is a great, like, profile picture for sure. You know what I mean? This is a very like offspring type of profile picture. You know what I mean? 100%. 100%. Shining Star is the simplicity, right? I like how Offspring kind of switches it up. They go from vlogs and Walking Onslaught's content to sometimes their art. And now we have a still shot here, which I think is fantastic. You know what I mean? So well done, my friend. Again, I love the simplicity of it, you know, and this is just iconic, you know, definitely like profile picture material here. You know what I mean? For sure. For sure. But well done, my friend. Well done. Huge, huge shout out to Offspring Mysterious. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much, much love. Per usual, make sure you go follow them on Twitter as well. Offspring is quite literally only 4 followers away from 810. So make sure you go show them some love on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 350 subscribers. We do upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a lot of good chats over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. If you already have, thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. Much, much love, my friends. How are you doing? I'm doing good. How are you, my friend? Welcome on in. So we left off the homie Offspring, and last but certainly not least is the homie Most Dope Kimon, a wonderfully talented hip-hop artist, came through with another track from their recent project, Lovely. I believe we're only like 3 or 4 tracks in, but again, Kimon being an artist who's had a stellar 2026, I can never praise them enough, man, especially when it comes down to all their recent stuff this year, from their visuals, their collabs, their singles, their projects. Like, Kimon has really, like, kept up the pace, and I actually interviewed Kimon, I think, last year, right? So definitely go check out our interview on the Music Mondays homepage, because it's a fucking banger. But I believe... No, yeah, because we did I Won't Judge You, right? I'm pretty sure we did I Won't Judge You. Yeah, I think we did, didn't we? Because I don't even really give no fucks, because we did the video and the audio for this, but did we do I Won't Judge You, though? I'm not sure. If we did, let's spin it back, but just to be safe, let's do track 4, Natural. Just to be safe. Just to be safe. And then we have Young Cool on this one as well. Okay. So this is track 4 from Lovely. Not sure if we did track 3, but if not, next week we'll do track 3. But regardless, track 4, Natural, Most Dope Kimon. Let's get into it. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Holy shit. Wow. Probably one of my favorites off the project so far. It's just so fast paced. It comes in, it comes out. It's less than 2 minutes. Like, this is one of those ones where you find, like, just randomly, you know, and you put it on your playlist and you just can't stop playing it, you know what I mean? It's definitely one of those ones. And I just love the pace, you know what I mean? The pace is so fast. Vocal layers are nice and blend well together. I agree. Yeah, so let's talk about it, though. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. We're going to talk about 3 things here. We'll talk about the instrumental, talk about vocals, talk about the overall theme of Natural, which I actually like the theme. Simple. But instrumental, I love the fucking choice. Kimon sounds really good on instrumentals like this that kind of lean into a little bit more like electronic side of things, almost like electronic, like alternative trap, right? It's a very niche kind of sound, and Kimon sounds really good on it. So I love the instrumental choice for sure. Instrumental Shining Star, though, definitely the drums, drum pattern, sound selection, fantastic. I feel like the drums are a big reason why the pace is so nice, right? Um, so yeah, I think drums for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely drums. Fuck vocals. Vocal mix again, a very consistent artist came on is right. Like, there's never anything bad to say about their vocal mix. You know what I mean? Because they have a very specific style, and their quality and their levels are always like really, really fucking good. You know what I mean? Like really, really fucking good. Like nothing that I'd really tweak out about or kind of like have any gripes with. You know what I mean? It's very it's a very consistent Keemon mix for sure. It's very smooth. I agree. I agree, my friend. Um, so vocal mix again, extremely solid. Vocal shining star though. Mm, um, I do like the flow and cadence and delivery. If I'm being honest with you, you know what I mean. The flow and cadence and delivery for this again keeps up the pace. It's fast. It's in your face. It's like it's again very high energy. That's like the theme of the night is like high energy, right? But yeah, yeah. I think the flow and cadence and delivery is gonna do it for me, for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the drums. Vocal solid, definitely the flow and cadence and delivery. Stock theme, lovely. We've reacted to this cover a couple times already, but again, simple, straight to the point, has a good project feel to it. But I love when Keemon takes the real life photos and kind of like does their little sauce with it and kind of like really spruces it up, right? So um aesthetics definitely on point. Definitely one of my favorite Keemon covers for sure. Again, simple, straight to the point. It's great, right? So overall theme though, natural. I mean, again, you know, uh, more of like the natural side of humans, right? You know, in a world where everything is so like, you know, fabricated and everything is so like um false and faked. This is a good song to like, you know, kind of realize that, being natural is a good thing, right? And K1 has a really good message here. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's really solid. But um, just the energy of this whole track was awesome. You know what I mean? I was surprised at the instrumental. I was like, oh shit. But well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to Mosto Kimon. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify, by the way, and of course, make sure you go follow Kimon on Twitter as well. They are only 7 followers away from 40, so make sure you go show them some love on Deeper at my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 350 subscribers. I think we're only like a couple away. We do upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get well done, my friends. Well done. But that does conclude all of our submissions for tonight, man. So let's give some shout outs. Let's show some love. Let's do all that good closing jazz per usual. So you guys know the deal, man. Huge shout out to anybody that came through and showed love in the motherfucking chat tonight, man. You guys are fucking wonderful. Huge shout out to Candela Brum, Jay Fur. Huge shout out to the homie Debo. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to stream family, homie. And again, anybody else that lurked and chilled, even if you didn't chat tonight, man, I appreciate you. Thank you. Huge shout out to all of our Music Mondays patrons, current, past, and present. All you guys are fucking wonderful. And huge shout out to quite literally Jordan, Ryuki, TDG, Laverius, Ghost, Kale, and Candela Brum. Thank you guys so much for being Music Mondays patrons. You guys are fucking wonderful. Thank you. And a huge shout out to everybody that did submit tonight. Huge shout out to, again, Candela Brum, Jay Fur, Dirty Animal, Ghost, TDG, The Single Digits, Offspring Mysterious, and Most Dope Keemon, man. Thank you guys so much for all of your submissions. You guys are fucking wonderful. Thank you. If you'd like to submit for next week's episode, which is our first episode of July, which is pretty exciting, submissions will be live tomorrow, June 30th, 2026. So make sure you follow us on social media and stay up to date with all that good jazz. And of course, you can catch this episode on the Music Mondays Patreon, and of course, this Thursday on all audio platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, at anchor.fm/allmusicmondays. Thanks for the support. Say thank you for your submissions, my friend. Much love. Likewise, I appreciate you. And of course, make sure you follow Music Mondays on all social media: Twitter, Blue Sky, Facebook, Threads, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you're at, we are at. So make sure you follow Music Mondays on your preferred social media. And of course, as well, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel. Like I said, we're only like 2 or 3 subs away from 350, man. So make sure you go sub if you haven't already. And of course, I stream 5 to 6 days a week, man. I'm always doing speedrunning stuff, watch party stuff. We're always getting into YouTube. And then, of course, this is the home of the Music Mondays podcast, man. So make sure you follow, subscribe below. Everything linked below. All my socials, all the Music Mondays socials is linked down below per usual. And of course, I'll be live tomorrow for a regular stream, and I'll be live next Monday for episode 284 of the Music Mondays podcast. I love you all. Take care, be safe, and I'll see you tomorrow.